Mike, first of all, we'll start like we do every week with an injury update. It's the first time we've backed up week on week for a little while. What's the state of the health of the squad? Everyone come out of the game against Doncaster pretty much unscathed?
Yeah, everyone's there. Other than Brad's hands sort of in a bad way, so he won't be available. But other than that, we're good to go. A few little niggles, but nothing unusual in it.
You've moved to bring Ewan Badham, brother of Ian, in on a short-term loan from Rochdale.
Yeah.
I guess to fill the void left by Brian Howe with his hand injury.
Yeah, it is, and there's an element in there of sort of needing covering that area as well. So bring him in, have a look at him. Rochdale have been amazing, sort of loaning him out to us, and I'd like to thank him for that. So hopefully we'll get a look at him, and hopefully have a look at him for a couple of more games and see where that goes.
Difficult game against Doncaster last weekend. It's going to be equally difficult against another one of the title favourites in Dewsbury, with a perfect record so far. They've even not witnessed out of the Challenge Cup. Seems to be our stiffest test of the season so far.
Yeah, you'd have to say that. League table doesn't lie. But we've got something about us, and hopefully we can ask some questions to them and see how they react to that. Do you know what I mean? And we'll just see how it runs. But yeah, it'll be a tough test.
There were real positives to take away from that defeat against Doncaster. The scoreboard perhaps didn't reflect the overall the state of the game, the way it panned out. Is it about taking them positives into the weekend against Dewsbury?
Yeah, it is. We know we played well, but we're honest enough to know that there was elements of that game where we let ourselves down, and if we'd have played with our heads up a little bit more, we could have exploited a few more things. So we've looked at that, we've worked on that, and hopefully some elements of that we'll put into practice at the weekend and see where it gets us.
What are you expecting from Dewsbury as a team in terms of the way they play? I know it's going to be a tough afternoon at the office for Cornwall, but how are you expecting Dewsbury to play?
I think you've got to shut him down at 9. I think he's just really good, and he makes the game look easy. He's like playing in the Matrix. He slows it down, and things happen. So you're going to have to deal with him around the ruck and the problems that he brings, and we've looked at that, and we've addressed ways in which we can nullify that. But then off the back of that, they've got more to him. The halves like the ball, really, really creative, especially Sykes. They like the running game. Big set forwards that'll trundle the ball forward and give them a platform. An honest team, really. But like I said, we've got something about us now. I think we've got a bit of identity to how we play now. So we'll see how it goes.
You mentioned that identity. Is that identity to play and play from anywhere on the pitch with the players we have in our side? I'm thinking our half-back partnership, players like Adam Ruslin and Cam Brown.
Yeah. I think you, as a coach, I think you'd be stupid to nullify that. That's in their game, and that's what they're good at. Obviously, the right areas of the park, we need to do it. But yeah, I think that is part of our identity. We'll have a shot, do you know what I mean? And we'll play to our strengths, and then that's what other teams need to look at and change the way they play, possibly, with how they defend and come against us. And that's a good place to be in, if teams are doing that. That's a good place for us to be. But I think our identity, it'll change over time. But right now, I think we're an honest side and a good footballing side.
Just finally, I've got to mention Jake Lloyd's performance against Doncaster. A bit of an unsung hero, really. He's performed really well so far this season. When we looked at the stats, 48 tackles, 80 minutes as a middle with none missed. It's almost Super League standard, NRL standard, isn't it? What a brilliant return that is, and what a brilliant start to the season for Jake.
Yeah, it is. He's got that in him. He goes unnoticed at training. It's just what he does. He expects that of himself. No one has to push him into that. No one, has to demand that. That's what he expects from himself, and that spreads through the team. You know what I mean? And likewise now, he expects that from other players, and he's keen what we did. But yeah, massive effort for him.
Mike, best of luck at Dewsbury on Sunday.
Cheers.